Regular expression to NFA with epsilon moves conversion. Regular expression to NFA with epsilon moves conversion. How we are going to do this from regular expression to NFA with epsilon moves, NFA to with epsilon moves to NFA without epsilon moves, and NFA without epsilon moves to DFA, and then DFA to RE. In that way, this is a cycle, we can do the conversion. So today we are going to do the conversion from regular expression to NFA with epsilon moves. So there are some rules for this. If regular expression is equals to phi, then we know that nothing is accepted. So epsilon is also not accepted. So how we are going to make automata for this? Initial state Q naught, final state like this. So it will not accept anything. But if R is equals to epsilon, or we can say R is equals to epsilon, then only one word will be accepted, that will be epsilon. So how we are going to make automata for this? Initial state and final state will be same. And if R is equals to A, then there is a one transition from Q naught initial state to QF final state. So we can make like this automata. But if R is equals to R1 plus R2, then we need to take two automata, M1 for R1 and M2 for R2. These are regular expression. So we can add them in parallel and we can have more than one final state. So we do like this. We make M1 automata for R1, Q naught dash as initial state and QF dash as final state with M1 automata, Q naught double dash as initial state and QF double dash as final state for M2 automata, and we can combine them with epsilon moves. We take another initial state and we add them with epsilon moves, and we take another final state and we add them with epsilon moves. And the next is, if R is equals to R1 R2, then how we can combine them? We can combine them with in serial. So we make one automata, Q naught dash and initial state and QF dash as final state for M1, and in the same way we make another automata for M2 and we combine them with epsilon move. But the most important, if R is equals to R1 star, then how we will do it? We make one automata for M1, Q naught dash is initial state, QF dash is final state, and we make a transition from final state to initial state as an epsilon, and we make another initial state and final state, and we do the transition of epsilon, and Q naught to QF as a epsilon also, Q naught as initial state as epsilon, and final to final as an epsilon, and Q naught to final state as an epsilon. So these are the rules by which we can do the conversion from regular expression to NFA with epsilon moves. So how we can do this? We take with example and we can see. Suppose we have NFA with we are doing the conversion with NFA with empty moves for regular expression 0 1 star plus 1, 0 1 star plus 1. So how we are going to do this? Initially I am just discussing it in detail. So first we make a transition for 0. So initial state, final state with transition 0 for 1, initial state, final state with 1 transition, and now we are going to make it as a 1 star. So we have this one, so we can make that star from this also. So what is the condition for a star? The condition for a star is initial state, final state, and transition from final to initial state, and we add one more initial state and final state, and we do the transition for epsilons. So how we are going to do this? Initially, because I have taken it as a final state, so I have taken, but at the end it will not be the final state. So initial state, final state, and do the transition from final state to initial state, and we add one more initial state and final state, and we do the transition from this initial state to this initial state as an epsilon, this final state to this final state as an epsilon, and initial state to final state as an epsilon. But remember, this will not be the final state. Initially it will be the final state, but finally it will not be the final state. To understand it, I make it final state, but this is not the final state. So now what we are having? 1 star. What is next? 0 1 star. So we have this here. So we can add this with epsilon moves. How we are going to add it? We write like this. We have Q1 Q2 as 0 transition, so we will write like this: Q1 Q2 with 0 transition, and this one as a 1 star, so we will add with epsilon move. So Q5, and this will be the epsilon. Here we added 0, 1 star. Now we write all these things with as same here. Q3, Q4, 1, epsilon, epsilon, Q6, epsilon, and Q5 to Q6 as an epsilon, and Q6 as a final state. Q6 as a final state. But what we have exactly? We have 0, 1 star plus 1. So here we made 0, 1 star, 0, 1 star by adding 0 with 1 star with epsilon move. But one more thing we need to add here, plus 1. So what we will do, if we have anything in plus, we added in parallel. We added in parallel. According to the rule, if we have R1 plus R2, then we will add both in parallel, and we will add another initial state and final state. So how we are going to make it? We have this one automata 0, 1 star, and 1 is need to be added. So we will make another automata with other states till Q6 we have. So I will make Q7 and Q8 with 1 transition. So this is the initial state and this is the final state. So what next we need to do? We need to make another initial state. So we make another initial state Q0, and we do the transition from here to there as a epsilon, and here to there also Q0 to Q7 also epsilon. So in this way we made initial state, and we make another final state Q7, Q8 till Q8 we have. So we can write like this also, Q final state. So now this will be the final state. Now this will be the final state, and this will not be the final state, because now we are heading to the final state. So this will be the Q6 only. Initially I am going the step by step, that's why I made it final, but in the final state this will be the only final state, this will not be the final state. So I am making it as a Q6. To understand the logic, I made it initially final, but final state will be in the end of the step. So this is the end of the step, because we made initially 0 transition, 1 transition, 1 star transition, and we add 0, 1 star like this, 0, 1 star initially like this. Now we are adding 0, 1 star plus 1. So this will be the final state, because we need a NFA for regular expression 0, 1 star plus 1. So this will be the initial state, and this will not be the final state, this will be the final state. So I converted into Q6 only. For understanding the steps, I made it initially final state, but finally it will be the final state. Whatever state come in the final step, the final state, that will be the final state. So from here to here epsilon, and from here to here epsilon. So this will be the final state, this will not be the final state, and this will be the NFA for that RE with empty moves 0, 1 star plus 1. Here till here 1 star we have made, and from this 1 star we add 0, 0, 1 star, and if we know if we need to add something, so we will add in parallel. So we will add that one NFA in parallel, and we add another initial state from this one to this one also. So this is the initial state for final step. So this is epsilon move and this is epsilon move, and because this is the final state, so this is really the final step. So this will be the final state, and this will not be the final state. To understanding only, I made it final initial for 1 star. After that I add 0, 0, and after that I am adding plus 1. So this will be the final state 0, 1 star plus 1. So this will be the final state. So in that way we can convert NFA, we can convert regular expression to NFA with epsilon